65 games down, 67 to go. We are about to reach the midway point of the 2023 NPL Queensland season. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Coppock Family Sports Park in Tallebudgera as round 11 wraps up with this top four battle between Gold Coast United and Brisbane City live on FQTV. James Coughlin once again in the commentary booth. I'm pleased to be joined by a mainstay of the Brisbane Raw side. Getting behind the mic tonight, it's Jack Hingett.
Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to this one. It looks like it's going to be an exciting game, to be honest. So really looking forward to this one, and thank you for having me.
That's all right. Well, very glad that you're joining us. It's first against fourth heading into the weekend. Plenty on the line tonight. A bit of a blockbuster as well, so no pressure for you to boot.
Yeah, of course, exactly. Straight into the big ones. Yeah, both teams obviously doing really well. I think Gold Coast suffered their first loss of the season last week, so they're going to be looking for a reaction. Obviously, after a loss, it's always important to have that reaction and give that reaction the following game. So they'll be looking to do that. And obviously, Brisbane City are travelling well as well. So it should be a really interesting game, as I mentioned before.
Yeah, and also I suppose the advantage of bringing you in for a game like this tonight, quite a few familiar faces on both sides of the aisle, some involved, some just watching tonight, but I understand you've already been communicating with some of the players as well.
Yes, it's interesting actually. I've got a few players and friends actually.
Good evening everybody and welcome to Coppock Family Sports Park for tonight's National Premier League game. Gold Coast United versus Brisbane City.
Otherwise I'll have to let them know about
the
it.
team lineups tonight, Brisbane City, number 2, William Dent,
makes it that bit more
4,
interesting.
Daniel Bowles.
Definitely. All right, well, let's run through the lineup starting with Gold Coast
Number
United.
8, Oliver
And Gray
Coulson.
Piddock, he's sticking with his
Number 10,
regulars for
Jason
tonight's
Quasi.
clash, starting with
12,
the veteran Carlos
Mama
Saliadare between the sticks.
Number 15,
Mitch
Kai
Nichols has been a
Bolton.
late scratching, however, and
17,
Curtis Story will come into the starting 11. However, I've got my eye on the veteran midfielder,
20,
Justin
Chase
Mackay.
Hudson.
He's 36 years
21,
old, pretty
Connor
keen,
McKenzie.
and a few familiar faces as well, including Kai Paldo and
Substitute
Nick
tonight
Panetta for you,
Brisbane
Jack.
City.
Yeah, obviously Mitch
Number
Nichols is
1,
going to be a big loss
Riley
for
Stent.
Gold Coast.
3, Jackson
Great
Simpkin.
player, played with him for quite a
7,
few years, and we know
Abram
what he can bring, and
Yango.
everyone knows what he can bring
9,
too. to the football pitch. And yeah, as you mentioned, there is plenty of great young players at the time that were playing throughout the youth academy at Brisbane Roar. They're on the pitch today, so
Gold Coast United starting team number 1, Carlos.
Meanwhile, for Brisbane City, just the one change from last week's win at home, but it's a welcome one. Striker Matt Thurtell returns to the lineup after serving suspension for a red card. Braden Doolan drops to the bench. Jace Hudson retains his spot in goals after taking over for Riley Stent last week, and leading the way from the back will be the veteran defender Daniel Bowles, who will once again don the armband.
Yeah, Ballsy I know extremely well as a player and a person.
15, Lockie Remmers.
Cement that
22, Curtis Stollery.
Bringing great experience with him.
Substitutes tonight for Gold Coast United. Number 10, Connor Smith. Number 13, Jared Pyle. 16, Mason Cross. 18, James Durrington. 20, Nick Hardiman. 23, Mitchell Hunter.
I'm sure we're going to see him creating some
chances. Hope everybody enjoys the game.
Oh, without a doubt. I think we've got kickoff just about ready to go. It will be Gold Coast United going from left to right on your screen. Whoever you're tuning in on FQTV, very pleased to have your company. Once again, it is James Coughlin and Jack Hingett for your Sunday evening special from NPL Queensland. It will be Kai Tapaldo getting us underway. And Brisbane City in their away kit, the dark blue jersey with the white numbers. Gold Coast in their yellow shirt with the dark blue shorts. Round 11 wrapping up here, and we are underway.
Here we go.
The ball trying to pick out Stollery, who's taken up station on the right wing. Early on as Patel tests that one down, and McQuarse going for an early run, but Remmers strong in the challenge. And Thompson with a bit of a heavy touch could open up a chance for McQuarse. Thompson, another player returning to the starting lineup after coming off the bench last week. And you can see the last 5 results for Gold Coast. Aside from that aberration against Rochdale last week, you can see they've built their success on their defensive work. Prior to last week, just 1 goal conceded all season. And look, I know you're biased on this, Jack, but defence is always the foundation of a good team, isn't it?
Of course it is. Of course, obviously, if you don't concede goals, you're not going to lose games. But obviously, at the other end, you're not going to win games if you're not scoring either. So it's great to have that foundation, which Gold Coast have shown that they've built the foundation of strong defence. That sets them up really well going into the rest of the season.
Thompson under pressure from Thurtell, but sends it back to Saliadare. King Carlos, as he's known from his time down in NPL New South Wales. 3-time goalkeeper of the year winner south of the Tweed, and will be put to work here with City going on the attack, but a bit of a heavy touch. Sends that one over the byline. Connor McKenzie, player chasing that one down.
Yeah, a couple of heavy touches early on in this game. I think a few of the boys are just getting themselves into the game and up to speed.
And it is interesting as well, obviously playing in conditions like this. The surface at Complex has been a bit up and down over the last few seasons, and we did have some rain during the week, so the bounce might be a little bit tough to get a read on.
Yeah, that always makes it a lot harder, and it's, I guess from a spectator point of view, it can also make it a bit more exciting because there could be a few loose touches, a few bobbles here and there, and make the game a little bit more unpredictable.
Without a doubt, and I'm sure both keepers will be on guard whenever the ball goes back to their feet. It's flipped forward as defensive work there by McKenzie. It was Matt Jones. And here is Jones, able to pick up that throw in under pressure from Mackay, and he'll just play that one safety first over the sideline. If we talk about Gold Coast United, they've been super strong in defence, but Brisbane City leading the NPL with the best attack, 27 goals from 10 games. So it really is a case of just the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object as Jones clears away with the header.
Yeah, some great stats there, and again, they're really going to test each other here, as you mentioned. Having the best attack force in the league against the best defence force in the league is going to be very interesting for us.
And Dent's attempted through ball goes through to Saliadare. He's got an update from the NPL Women's. Lions 2-1 over Capalabar. Capalabar yesterday announcing the departure of coach Archie Kahondo. He Remmers to Mackay. A bit more pressure on Mackay and Seb Scaroni. Just pings that one out wide for Nick Cowburn. You would have played against Nick a few times in the A-League.
Yeah, Cowburn played quite a few games at Newcastle Jets in the A-League, so he's got great experience there playing at left back today. So I'm sure we're going to see him bombing on as well and joining in with the attack as what he used to do when I used to play against him. So hopefully we see that from him tonight. I'm sure he will, and again he brings some experience into the team.
Well, Cowburn, 2 goals so far this season. The one in the NPL came round 7 against Redlands. I'm sure he'd love to pop up with another one this evening, however you want to call it. Clever little turn from Stollery. Taking that to the halfway line and now sending it back for Remmers. A bit of space for Riley Thompson-King to have a run. He'll try to pick out Mackay, just can't get the radar working early, and that one's pinged long for Makwase to chase down, and just asking a little bit much of the Colombian.
Yeah, Gold Coast found quite a bit of space in the middle there from that one pass from Renners. They'll probably be wishing that they made more out of that, but also it's a bit alarming for Brisbane City seeing that massive gap right in the middle of the pitch. They'll be wanting to sort that out and fix that as soon as possible.
Interesting little thing I'm just noticing as well. It looks like Brisbane City, they're alternating positioning a little bit more. It looks like they've got Makwase sitting up top, and you've got Thurtell and Noah Maironi just playing in behind him. So that's slightly different than what I was expecting from them as well. But I suppose that is the advantage of having guys who can play in a few different positions. You can sort of ask them to take on different roles depending on the opponent.
Yeah, and regardless of what position you're playing, there's times in a game where you do end up, you might make a forward run and someone will cover your position for you while you're getting back, and you do end up playing or ending up in different positions over the pitch. So it's important to know and be able to trust each other in those different positions. So I guess the more you're able to do that and fill in different positions, the better for the team and the better for you personally as well.
And obviously communication on the field is quite important for you guys as well. I won't ask you to throw anyone specific under the bus, but did you have one particular teammate who was really intense with their instructions?
I think someone who's always been known for their being vocal in their instructions was Shane Stefanuto.
Yep.
He was always very loud when we did play, but it's great, and that's what you need. You need leaders throughout the whole team. It's not just about the captain or just the senior players that are talking. Obviously, they're the ones that I guess do have the experience. But it's important for everyone to be communicating and helping each other out, helping your teammates out. But yeah, it's something that Shane Stefanuto was definitely known for when he was playing.
Without a doubt. All right, now Gold Coast looking to cut back on the inside. It's Panetta is going to work on Jones, gets the ball away, and Hudson had to stick an arm out to make sure that that one wasn't going to sneak in, and a bit nervous at the near post there for City.
Yeah, it was a great bit of play there, I think, from Panetta. Beating his man, getting down the line and trying to get a ball across into the box. It was a dangerous ball, and the Brisbane City keeper managed to deal with it and handle it well so far. It did look a little bit shaky, but again, it is early on, so I'm sure a few of the boys are still kind of finding their feet and settling into the game.
Jace Hudson just playing in his second NPL game of the season, and he's watching now as Will Dent tries to make something happen, but blocked well by Scaroni, that defensive midfielder. Such a linchpin of Gray Pittock's side. And now from one end of the pitch to the other, here goes Stollery, as can't get by the defender, as marshalled well.
Great run from Bolton.
Yeah, Kai Bolton. Such a versatile option down that left wing.
Yeah, he's defended that situation really well and ended up earning his team a throw-in the opposition half, so he's done very well there. Great little run.
Makwase inside Dent. Thought about a shot, instead prefers back for Makwase. Sending it out wide for Mackenzie. Put the cross in, and it's able to find Maironi. The back down he goes. No appeals for a penalty. Makwase just asking the question. We'll go to a replay quickly here as see a beautiful ball in from Connor Mackenzie.
Yeah, that's a great ball in towards the far post there.
Just stuck a foot out, Remus, but I think he did deal with that about as well as he could have hoped for. And to be fair, the appeals from the Brisbane City players weren't necessarily the most intense, were they? So I don't think they felt like they had much of a case to make.
No, I don't think so. I think you can tell pretty quickly based on the players' body language that there wasn't too much in that.
Trying to pick out Thurtell, dealt with by Thompson, and now Remmers sends it over for Liam Golding. Netta flipping it inside, but down in midfield by Plusnen, and he'll try and launch an attack. Lunging stop there from Justin Mackay, the ever-present option for Gray Piddock. Every NPL game, 36 years old, Justin Mackay. Saliadaro just happy to take his time. Dent. Moving it over now for Mackenzie. Pass back for Mackenzie, looking to put another cross in as he's finding a little bit of space, and Gold Coast might be eager to try and calm him, or close him down a little bit as this match goes on, but for the time being they're doing their best as Thompson just leathers that one away. I think it's a technical term for that.
Held up and under.
We'll call it the Gary Owen, but I think that belongs in another code as Makwasa. He'll take the shot on from range, and deflected wide. Gold Coast feel like that should have been a goal kick, but City happy to take the corner as it will actually be an offside flag that's gone up. As we see Makwase taking the shot on, and there you can see Thurtell just stole a couple of steps.
Yeah, Makwase getting into a dangerous position there in and around the edge of the box. Something that Gold Coast United will have to keep an eye on. He's a very dangerous player, Makwase. He's a playmaker, he's very creative, very dangerous as I mentioned, so he's someone that they're going to have to stay on top of.
Well, Makwase, he actually played 5 games for Gold Coast United last year before moving on from the club. 2 goals and a red card, so safe to say it wasn't a long stint, but it was an eventful one. And a high foot into the home side as Bowles opts to leave it with Jace Hudson to take that one.
Yeah, I think that passion, South American passion. I've played with a few South Americans, and they are very, very passionate people, passionate footballers. And you do tend to see a bit of both sides, as you mentioned. Couple goals, bit of flair, and then also a red card as well. So, yeah, it's plenty of passion there, and it's good to see.
Without a doubt, as Gold Coast not afraid to go for the direct option, and it could pay dividends here with Stollery as he tries to keep that one in. Successfully in the end. Remmers inside for Scaroni. Switching over to the far side now with Cowburn. Just a heavy touch, able to fall to Bowles. There's Mackenzie. He's covered up by Mackay, and it's going to be a City throw-in. We were talking about versatility a while ago, Jack, and it does look like City have changed things up a little bit from their last couple of games. They've got 3 at the back now, and it looks like they're trying to overload the Gold Coast midfield. Looks like they've got Bowles, Jones, and Masahi at the back. And you've got Bolton and Mackenzie operating as wing-backs.
It does look like that at the moment, which...
oh, good, I'm not going crazy then.
Yeah, of course.
It could fall now for Bolton.
Chance here for Bolton.
He tries to put on the flare to
great
get
bit of
around
skill.
Remmers, but Thompson,
Unlucky.
yeah.
As you mentioned there, yeah, it does look like they've gone back to having wing backs and gone pushed 3 into the midfield there and 3 at the back, which obviously will plug up that central area. But at the same time, you can see some of Gold Coast's attacks just with one ball over the top. That direct ball over the top has been targeting that space that's potentially being left by the wing backs of the Brisbane City team.
Throwing is cut down to Makwase, and he sliced that one wide as he apologises. At the replay, Bolton to possibly put on another assist as Thurtell just hit that one down. As
Yeah, it's a great little knockdown there from Thurtell. I think Makwase will be pretty annoyed with himself with the final ball, the final shot that he got away there. He probably could have done it a little bit better. It was a little bit congested, but that little touch from Thurtell, that's what he's known for. He's a typical number 9. He can hold up the ball. Lots of link-up play with his team. Can bring his teammates into the game as well, and that's what he just shown there.
well, his goal-scoring prowess is known. 10 goals from 13 appearances in all competitions this year, but he's also laid on 3 assists as well. So he's able to contribute in more ways than just putting the ball in the back of the net. As he was possibly the target for that one that just had a little bit too much power on it. And Saliadare more than happy to bring that one back under control. And now straight over the top again. Here is Stollery. If he can cut back inside, is marshalled by Bolton, and he's got a slew of blue jerseys in front of him, but no support out wide. Gold Coast now back for Remmers. He's got room to put in the curling cross. Mackay with the volley and straight at Hudson, who could only take the sting out of that shot before recovering.
Yeah, there's a great bit of play there from Gold Coast. A great ball in. Side volley as well. It's good handling by the goalkeeper, but once again, that all came from that direct ball over the top, particularly down Brisbane City's left-hand side defensively. So, yeah, it's a little bit concerning there. They've got in a few times just with that direct ball, Gold Coast, into that pocket there that we mentioned, with the wing backs potentially could be leaving in that space open. So that's something again they're going to have to look at and be careful with, because that's where the chance came from.
And now Panetta driving towards the byline and plays that one behind off Mackenzie, and it's going to be a corner for the home side as we've got a quarter of an hour played here at Coplik Family Sports Park. Round 11 of the NPL Queensland. James Coughlin and Jack Hingett bringing you all the action on FQ TV this evening. There's Gold Coast bringing their tall timber forward. Liam Golding, number 6, just making his way to the back post. He'll be a popular target as he's watched very closely by Jones. Blake Thompson making his way forward as well. He's peeling off at the back. In goes he in-swinging corner to the 6-yard box over the top, and it's sprayed across the face of goal.
Great opportunity at the back post there.
Blake Thompson couldn't quite get that one on target, but a warning sign for Brisbane City. They're giving up chances, but I'm sure they're one of the few sides that will say, you know what, if we do concede, we'll be more than capable of scoring ourselves as well. No team has kept them scoreless in the NPL this season, so it's going to be interesting to see the, I suppose, contrasting philosophies of the two clubs as well.
I know Cole Dodd very well.
I hope I'm not saying anything that'll get you in trouble with him there.
Yeah, no. I know Cole Dodd very well. He's very particular and very organised.
Shot taken by Remmers as just rolls into the arms of Hudson.
Very organised, so I'm sure he won't be happy with some of these chances, particularly that chance there from the corner. Someone completely unmarked at the back post. I'm sure he'll be having a word to his team, making sure that organisation gets fixed up.
Thurtell. Back for Masahi. He'll spray that one out across, and just the bounce catching out Mackenzie. And
that's what we spoke about before the game with the pitch. Potential for some bobbles and obviously making the game a bit more unpredictable. But again, I think the players will take that on and have to be a little bit more switched on. It's almost like you've got that little extra bit of concentration rather than just, normally when you play on a great surface, you a lot of your actions come naturally. So it's something that they're going to have to keep on top of as well, and they're going to have that little bit of extra concentration there as well with the pitch.
More forward from Mackay is dealt with by Bowles. Plusnen forward for Mackenzie. Plusnen Covering well. Now Masahi. His first season with Brisbane City. Yokoyama Masahi. And Bolton for Japanese defender is just a little bit too much on that pass.
Yeah, he just slightly overhit that pass, Bolton.
And Yokoyama Masahi's been a good little pickup so far for Brisbane City. 12 appearances so far. Solid option for Carl Dodd as he's tried to put his own stamp on this side after Matt Smith brought the club back from the FQPL after a pretty successful stint. Now he's off in Thailand as he's continuing his managerial career. Now Bowles over for Jones. He's given a little bit of space to operate. And again, that bobble out on the far touchline, that's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on, especially when we get into that second half and we've got a whole fresh set of players operating over near the benches. Throw in taken. It's controlled by Thompson King. Turned over as McKenzie steps forward and he's dispossessed. Chested down by Myeroni. Dispossessed, illegally so, according to our referee, and that's going to be a Brisbane City free kick just outside of the centre circle.
I think there was a bit of relief there with that referee decision. Gold Coast United looked like they were away there and could have been a quick counter attack.
And a bit of a wasted free kick there for Brisbane City as see the setting sun behind us in the Gold Coast hinterland. Do love these local grounds and some of the scenery you get. See the floodlights now taking full effect here in the Talabudgera Valley. Nodded forward and actually brought down by Stollery, formerly with Gray Pittock at Gold Coast Knights. Trusted wide man as Makwase is felled late by Scaroni. Could be coming back for that one. It's the ball over the top trying to pick out Thurtell. And Golding just plays that one over the sideline and City will have a chance with a throw in. Kai Bolton to wind up and put the long throw in.
Yeah, it was definitely a late challenge there on Makwase. Not sure if he's got back to his feet yet.
I'm sure he's tough. He's had plenty of hard challenges in his time in the NPL. There he is on the ball now. And Bolton had straight offside. He knew that one as soon as the ball came to his feet. Solidario wasting no time. Gold Coast again. First option, that long ball to either corner as Bowles played that one out, and I think Heath feels he should have had a throw in there based on the appeals. However, our referee unmoved.
Definitely not happy with that decision, Bowles. Throwing his fist in the air.
I think that's about as animated as I've seen him get at times.
Yeah, he's very calm, cool, collected. Yeah, he's a very composed player, Daniel Bowles.
Makes good coffee as well.
Great coffee.
Ball into the box, nodded away by Jones. It's flipped over the top as Jones heads it away over the sideline. And from behind the light post, it will be Thompson King to take the throw in. Well, not as he defers for Remmers. Stollery chested down. Thompson King looking to exchange passes. Riley Thompson King gets a shot away and blocked with the foot. Jace Hudson, his third stop of the game. And it's been big for Brisbane City so far. He might be called on again as that shot comes in and a bit of a rush of blood there from Nick Cowburn. We'll go to the replay there and just sticking his foot out. Jace Hudson. It was Cowburn.
Yeah, it's a great save from Hudson there. Good little bit of play from Gold Coast United. 1-2 on the edge of the box. Got him behind. Got the shot away, but again, Hudson with a great save, just sticking his foot out to the right and blocking that one.
Sometimes those are the best saves as a goalkeeper. They're just the ones you stick your foot out and hope for the best.
Yeah, I think it was a great reaction save, that one. Hudson will be happy with that. There was a couple of shaky moments early on, but he seemed to have found his groove.
21-year-old Hudson, formerly with Southwest Queensland and Caboolture. He's made his way to Imperial Corp Stadium at Newmarket. And is taken over from Riley Stent, who's having a bit of a breather on the bench in the last couple of weeks. Gold Coast with a chance to relieve the pressure with a throw-in in their own half. So far it's been an arm wrestle so far in the opening 24 minutes. As we approach the halfway mark of the NPL Queensland season. It's been an eventful campaign so far. Plenty of surprises, plenty of overhaul, and look, I've watched this competition week in, week out, and even I'm stumped with some of the things I've seen so far. I'm sure everyone else watching at home has felt the same. Ladder leaders, well, Gold Coast United were ladder leaders. They'll look to take top spot back with maximum points this afternoon, but they'll have to repel this threat now. Noah Myroney, he'll take the curling shot, blocked by Saliadare, getting down well to palm that one away.
Yeah, great effort from distance there, and a good save. He got down very well, especially with the ball bouncing on the bobble. Very good save.
Myroney, one of the Gregory Terrace prospects that have come through into the Brisbane City team. Well, Dent, another one. Jackson Simpkin, he's from Churchie, he on the bench, formerly of the Raw Academy as well.
Yeah, another Raw youth prospect who came through the system. I actually like Simpkin a lot as a player. Obviously didn't work out for him at Brisbane Raw, but he's got a lot to offer.
And you notice as well with some of these guys that, you know, they come through the A-League academies, they do need that extra opportunity at a different club, and for some of them it is just about the change of scenery as well.
Yeah, definitely. Different scenery, different... Oh,
and Stollery, he'll take the shot on and just skew that one wide. And Gold Coast appealing for the corner, and that is actually what's been given. So see if we can catch that on the replay. So it's Curtis Stollery just fashioning a little bit of space. Looks like that might have just taken a touch off Kai Bolton.
Great bit of positive play there from Stollery. He's been causing quite a few issues for Brisbane City. So they're gonna have to keep an eye on him, very close eye on him. He seems to be getting in behind and creating some little opportunities there for Gold Coast United.
The corner towards the back post. Thompson tried to head that one along, and it looks like we've had a bit of a clash between him and McKenzie. Well, Brisbane City instantly calling for help for their wide player, Connor McKenzie. He's down as Thompson. Looks like he might be requiring some attention as well, just going off to the left of screen. But for now, our attention will stay on McKenzie, the 21-year-old. He started the last couple of games. Making just his 5th appearance of the season, and obviously with head injuries, better safe than sorry in just about any situation, Jack.
Of course, you hate to see things like this with the head clashes. Again, it's important to be on the safe side with anything to do with the head clashes, and you can see this day and age now, regardless of the code, there's a lot of new measures that have come into play with the head clashes, just to maintain that safety, which is good to see.
Oh, of course, and it is something that you hope is just a cosmetic injury for Connor McKenzie. You don't want to see anyone forced out for an innocuous head clash like that. But
gone are the days of the old Vinnie Jones, tape it up and get on with it.
Get the smelling salts out and just get back on with it.
Exactly.
And now we'll actually check out Thompson, who I think he might be in for a bit of a bandage or patchwork. But back to what we were talking about as well with Jackson Simpkin and some of those young players as well. I will admit I quite rated Simpkin when he was coming through the Royal Academy as well, and saw him play for Churchie a few times. For some of these players, they just need that second opportunity, and that's the big value of these NPL clubs, is they can, I suppose, provide those extra opportunities.
Yeah, I think one of the main things that a lot of the young players get from going back back and playing in the NPL is playing against men and playing that senior football again. Obviously in the academy, in the younger age groups, you're playing against the same age, where I think getting that NPL experience, playing against men week in, week out, really helps you mature as a player.
Now here's Bolton cutting inside, has tried to wrap his foot around that one, get it in the top corner, but not quite the bend he would have been hoping for.
Yeah, I think he's cut inside there onto his weaker foot. Unlucky, you could see what he was trying to do there, find that far top corner. But again, positive play. You like to see him with the ball at his feet, running past players, taking players on, and being positive. So it's good to see, and hopefully he continues to do that.
He's been a welcome return for Brisbane City this season. Missed the first couple of games, but now he's back involved and a key figure once again at Newmarket. As Stollery, it's his pocket picked by Myeroni as Bolton just launched that one into the midsection of Stollery. Well, sometimes it doesn't matter how you get to the end product, but as long as it all works out for your side. As now Dent, he's got a bit of room out to his right instead, back inside for Makwase. Bolton. Masahi feigned inside. Now he'll stride forward and just misplacing the pass. The foot of Blake Thompson is that bounce once again just caused him to slice that one. Not quite the territory he would have been hoping for, but does give the Gold Coast side an opportunity to reset as we tick over half an hour played. Still waiting for that breakthrough goal. Thurtell. Makwase. Just a heavy touch. Scaroni now. Stollery stepping inside. He's going for a bulldozing run forward as now he'll play it there for Tapaldo, and it could be there on the follow-up for Panetta, but Masahi clears it off the line. Well defended by Brisbane City. A little bit chaotic at the back, but City survive another Gold Coast raid, and now they'll look to launch one of their own as Bolton just can't quite get the radar working on that pass, looking to pick out Dent. And now Saliadaro, well.
There's another great save again from Hudson, getting down well there. What we spoke about before, Stollery being positive, causing all sorts of problems for Brisbane City. So I'm sure Gold Coast will be looking at getting him on the ball and getting him driving forward and creating opportunities like he has done.
Yeah, clever little pass there through the legs of Bolton to pick out Remmers. He's come forward in support. Mackay on his left foot will play it inside. Now Stollery. And down he goes. Optimistically, I think is how you might describe that one.
Yeah, I don't think there was too much in that one. You could see how far the ball went as well. There was no chance there was anything going to come out of that one.
However, it could be another opportunity as Stollery able to get the ball now for Panetta as he's fashioned a little bit of space. Nick Panetta just fires it wide of the near post, and
it was a great bit of skill and a great run into the box there from Panetta. I think he'll be looking back and wishing he went across the goal there, hard and low across the goal. He's tried to find the near post, but you know there's a massive gap over in the far side of the goal there. So I'm sure as we all would, if we could rewind and have a second go at it, I'm sure he'd be making a different decision with that finish. But it was a great run and drive into the box.
I'm sure if I could rewind a few moments from my playing days, I still probably would wind up behind a microphone instead of playing.
If I could rewind back a few of my days, I probably scored more than 3 A-League goals, I think.
Yeah, but you got to remember, all 3 of those are special now, so
they have to be, don't they, when you've only scored that many?
You just have to remember that Karate Kid celebration as well for your next one.
Hopefully I can get that out again before I finish up, so we'll see how we go.
As Makwase fouled on halfway. City keeping play moving quickly. Mackenzie given a bit of space by Calburn, and he'll play it for Dent, who'll try and slide that one back as Thurtell plays it off for a corner.
Yeah, you can see City there happy to keep the ball moving. Took a quick free kick to continue the play, and they've got a corner out of it. So that's the plus side when you do play quickly and take those quick set pieces. while the opposition team is still out of position.
It'll be an in-swinging corner for Brisbane City as they're putting plenty of bodies around Saliadare. Put the pressure on there at the back post, just over the head of Makwase. And I think it copped a touch on the way through, or maybe not. Let's go to a replay and see what we can see. I'm not going to bother counting the players in the 6-yard box.
There was a definite touch there, I think.
Saliadare's glove, perhaps.
He's done well because Makwase was waiting there for a tap-in at the back post, so it's a great touch there. Obviously, the referee didn't see that one, but yeah, it was a great touch.
And it is that sort of thing you've got to be really careful as well as a goalkeeper. Have that 360-degree awareness of everything that's around you, because I always remember the goalkeepers I played with, they were taught, you know, it's your area, so take them out whether they're wearing the same jersey as you or not.
Yeah, I think goalkeepers, one of the first things they're taught is to command their area, their 6-yard box. And when they do come for something and make a decision to come for something, they've got to get there.
Stollery onside, tried to flip that one back across for Panetta. He gets it back, and Makwase goes down. Just looked like a unintentional coming together, but Brisbane City get the free kick.
Play quick again.
No time for us to go to a replay.
You can see the difference. Brisbane City trying to get the ball down, play quickly. And Gold Coast United seem to be looking more for the direct pass over the top in behind.
It just shows there are many ways to play football, and seeing those contrasts of styles result in a bit of an arm wrestle so far, it has to be said, but an entertaining one nonetheless. Chances at both ends, including possibly one here if Mackenzie can make something happen, but across well was Thompson as he marshals that one over the byline, and I think he actually landed on the ball, Blake Thompson.
Yeah, he's got across very well there. Great positioning, great defending from Thompson. And something that you love to see from your centre-backs when you do, as a fullback myself, when you do maybe get caught out of position or in a one-on-one against a winger, having that centre-back ready to come across to cover for you if you do need it, and he's done very well there.
And just this season alone at the Roar, I mean, I'll give you an opportunity to talk up some of your teammates as well. Aldred, Truan, Neville. You've got some pretty good centre-backs playing inside of you. Yeah,
definitely. And again, if you look at our defensive record for the season, I think we've conceded maybe the second least amount of goals. So we had the second best defensive record in the league this season.
And good chance now here with Panetta putting on the fancy footwork, but Masahi is knocking that one behind for a corner.
Yeah, as I said, we did have a second best defensive record in the league, and one of the reasons were because of those centre-backs that you did mention before. Obviously on my side where I play, Scott Neville behind me, it gives me that confidence knowing that he's there covering for me. And I'm sure it's the same for the boys that play over on the left side with, you know, Tom and Kai and Jordan Courtney-Perkins over on that side. So it's a massive confidence booster when you do have players like that behind you.
All right, and goes to corner once again towards that 6-yard box. Hudson just palms that one down, and thankfully it fell to one of his teammates who just launches it over the sideline. A nervy moment there from Brisbane City, but they repel another raid. As we now just retrieve a ball from the spectators in front of our camera position.
It wasn't the cleanest of handlings I've seen from Hudson there, but was effective.
Confident young goalkeeper, Jace Hudson. He's got plenty of big game experience. He was with Southwest Queensland in their grand final run in 2020. And they were runners up to Logan that year.
And he's already made some great saves here today.
And his teammates look to reward that as a bobble. Actually could work out now for, beautiful tackle. How about that? I think it was Liam Golding. I think that one possibly earned its own replay.
Again, we just mentioned it with the defending and having centre-backs that can come across and cover.
As it was Golding there.
Yeah, that's a great challenge. Covered well, got across well, saw where the danger was, and managed to get there before the ball got to the winger.
You get that one wrong, and you know, I suppose it's best case scenario you miss the ball, and it's a free chance. It's crunching challenge in midfield. Looks like that's Masahi that's gone down again. He's gotten a lot more involved in the last 10 minutes, Masahi.
Yeah, he has. You can see he's gotten on the ball quite a bit. He's starting to cause some problems, finding some good passes inside. he played a great ball into Makase before, but he again the bobble got the better of him, as we mentioned. It's happened quite a bit. It's been quite a bit of a theme of the first half with the bobble and misplacing passes and touches.
Good work out here for Mackenzie, as well, it could have worked out. It didn't quite do that. Saliadare will launch it high into the night sky. Kwase chests it down. Myeroni felled just on his side of the halfway line. And Stollery just, well, I guess he's happy to concede the extra couple of metres there. As Masahi sends that one back for bowls. And City not afraid to put on a bit of a patient build-up. Just probe around what has been a resolute Gold Coast defence. As Thurtell sends it back. Plusnan out wide and across again, looking for Makwase at the back post and just unable to get that one on target. Gold Coast happy to see that one sail in behind.
Yeah, Makwase made a great run there, just peeled off at the back post. Obviously the cross was just overhit a little bit, but getting some good dangerous positions.
5 minutes to go in the first half. Still waiting for the breakthrough. It's NPL round 11 coming your way on FQTV. James Coughlin and Jack Hingett as Gold Coast United and Brisbane City face off in this top 4 clash. Saliadare sends that one a long way down the pitch. Mackay to pick out Thompson King. Plusnan out for Dent. Support out wide as he's eventually able to pick up a teammate. Now Plusnan inside and he'll clip that one
Great
forward.
Ball.
And it could be there for Thurtell and it's off the post. And that was Brisbane City as close as they've gone tonight.
Great little ball over the top there from Plusnan, I think it was.
It was Ollie Plusnan.
Great ball over the top. Good run from Thurtell. Oh, and he's very, very unlucky there. Done everything right. Hit straight low across the goal. Just off the post there.
He's hit it so well, and just off that replay, I did notice it was a great run from Makwase because he actually dragged Remmers to a point where Thurtell was able to stay onside. So it's just working in concert, those two attackers, making City really dangerous as Myeroni trips himself up and concedes possession, but Jones is able to cut out the Gold Coast attack, stopping Pineda in his tracks as those two will engage in a duel.
Yeah, Pineda wanted a free kick there, but didn't come.
Matt Jones came into the side last year and it's been pretty hard to remove ever since. Kwase now just sizing up his options for Bolton. And City just probing at the moment on this near side. Masahi. Running back to Masahi on the turn. Kwase back for central defender. He's gotten out now. Room for City on the far touchline. Mackenzie playing it back. Here's Denton. He'll try and square it across, but Gold Coast back in numbers, dealing with the threat well, and now they'll look to launch through Scaroni. But Jones is able to read that one like a book. Myeroni, he's got a bit of space, and he'll take the shot on.
Good little period here from Brisbane City. Some good possession. Oh, free kick. Yeah, Brisbane City just had a great little period there. Some good possession in and around the box. Getting some really good areas, keeping the ball, moving the ball, some good little runs and passes and touches. So hopefully they'll be wanting to bring some more of that. That's a great little period there for them with just no final a goal or shot or anything out of it. So they just need that final bit of end product there.
Well, I've got the confidence they can get the shots away now. Thurtell off the post with their best chance, but Brisbane City averaging 55.4% possession throughout the season. Gold Coast only 45.7. So I suppose it's not a surprise to see Gold Coast sitting back and happy to let Brisbane City have more of the ball. But even so, they would still be so aware of the threat that City would have. 27 goals in 10 games. They'll be pretty happy with how they've been able to nullify the City threat, but they'll have to try and close things down at the moment as Cowburn knocks that one away, but it could fall for Bolton with the left-footed shot. Now back, Maironi tried to cut it back on his right foot, but Scaroni with the necessary intervention. Actually, it was Thompson King, beg your pardon. So that's now City starting to flex their muscle in the dying minutes of the first half. Bowles. And to ping it out wide, you can see the animation on the Gold Coast bench, making sure that they stick to their defensive responsibilities.
And look at the amount the Brisbane City players straight around on top of the ball there to win it back. There's 4 of them there straight away pressing to win the ball back. It's good to see.
And that cross into the box, it could fall now. Maironi, he's in space, feints on the second shot, and beautiful recovery by Remmers off the block, but the chance is still there. Another curling effort is blazed high and wide from Mackenzie, but City, they're getting closer. It was Noah Maironi with the chance here.
Great chop inside. Unbelievable defending. He's done very well. Once he's chopped back inside and he's already slid in to block the first initial shot and he's chopped inside him, he's done so well to get up quickly and get back across to block that second shot there.
Yeah, Lockie Remmers trusted an option for Gray Piddock. He started all 10 NPL games this season. Just the 1 goal in cup action so far. Valued option in that right fullback role. And I think it's fair to say the baby of the back line. Lockie Remmers, only 21. Most of the back 4 all in their late 20s. There's Dent. He's growing into the game as well. Thurtell for Makwase. Out wide is Maironi. Trying to pick out Makwase, but couldn't find a way through Remmers again. Now the 15s go to battle as Bolton gets some space for the cross just over the top of Thurtell. And Panetta tracking back to recover possession for Gold Coast United. Scaroni. That long diagonal towards Stollery, but Masahi saw what was coming and able to jump in front. And he could fashion a chance now for Bolton. As Bolton skips inside, but 2 yellow jerseys right in front of him. And back it goes. The City just resetting from the halfway. There's Jones with the speculative ball trying to pick out Makwase, and that will be the final action of what has been an eventful but scoreless first half here at Coplik Family Sports Park. Jack, still waiting for that breakthrough, but chances at both ends.
Yeah, there's definitely been some chances at both ends. I think it was a little bit of a cagey start, but both teams seemed to get into it. I think Brisbane City started to dominate towards the end of the first half there. Started to control the game a bit more. Has some great possession and great ball movement in and around the box, but it's still just missing that final ball, whether it's an overhit cross, an overhit pass, or the touch and the finish. But again, keepers had to make some good saves at both ends. So it has been entertaining, regardless of the scoreline, and hopefully there's more of that to come. And both teams will be wanting to obviously to get that goal, because they've both had opportunities, they've both had chances, and now it's just lacking is that final finish or that final ball.
Definitely. Well, we've got 45 minutes to go here at Coplik Family Sports Park. James Coughlin and Jack Hingett. We will be back with the second half after these messages.
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Vito Sports pride themselves on delivering top-quality FIFA regulation compliant goals. Each goal is made from durable, high-density, thick aluminium and then finished in a white powder coat. To provide quick delivery, Vito Sports stock all goals in this range within their Brisbane distribution warehouse, allowing customers to quote, order and deliver in a matter of days. If you'd like to inquire about the Vito Sports goal range, email us at admin@vitosports.com.
And we're back for the second half of this NPL Round 11 clash on FQTV. It is James Coughlin and Jack Hingett bringing you all the action this afternoon. Gold Coast United, Brisbane City scoreless. Jack, what are you looking for in the second half?
Again, we did mention it at the end of the first half there. Both teams have had some really good chances. Been a little bit unlucky, but I think both teams just looking for that final bit of end product with the finish or the touch to get that first goal.
Matt Thurtell hitting the post for Brisbane City. Lockie Remes with a huge block as well. And that was just in the final 5 minutes of the first half. Gold Coast forced a few big saves out of Jace Hudson at the other end, as well as Myeroni. Well, you might have had a free kick there, nothing doing. And it will be Lockie Remes, who produced arguably the moment of the opening 45 minutes. And now Thompson has his pocket picked by Makwase. Thompson recovering, looking to close him down. Makwase back on his right foot, and Remes doing his defensive duty. Now Plusnan, killer ball, and Myeroni shaped for the shot, instead played it out wide for Mackenzie. And Thompson kicking, going the other way for Gold Coast United.
That was well read there from Calburn. You can see that's where the experience comes into play, reading that pass. Yeah, we did speak about it a little bit as well. Some really good last hitch tackles and some really desperate defending from the Gold Coast United defenders in the first half. Renes, I think, as you mentioned, with probably the best block or defensive action of the game so far.
There you go, Gold Coast on the attack. Nick Pineda, he's been the most dangerous player in a yellow jersey so far, as Calburn going a long way forward, as he's unable to work his way around Jones, and Hudson is there to mop up. Gold Coast this season is just a ridiculous defensive record as well. Conceded 5 goals in 10 and a half games now, and 4 of which were against Rochdale last week. So in 9.5 games of football, that's, hang on, some quick maths here, that's about 855 minutes, they've conceded 1 goal.
That's a great defensive record, isn't it?
It is. I can see
Very
the
good.
smile on your face when you bring up great defensive records as well, so no hiding what your preferred position is.
Well, defenders don't get the recognition I deserve. They deserve it. They deserve, in my opinion.
I heard the Freudian slip there.
Yeah. No, it always seems to be obviously the goal scorers and the playmakers that get a lot of the recognition because they're doing the things that I guess stand out a lot more. But yeah, I think defenders, they don't get the recognition they deserve at the end of the day, but I do understand it's their job to defend. But again, it's always been that way, I guess, and it will continue to be that way.
So we've got a second ball on the pitch from the action off to our left, as Eddie just clear it away to allow Hudson the time to retrieve it. There's Mackenzie bowling forward as he cuts back inside, as going away from goal. Not quite the angle for the shot. City's intricate passing at the top of the box, to nothing other than Gold Coast United in possession, although that is a brief spell, as Mackenzie now has the ball back at his right foot, as he tries to bend it into the top of the 18-yard box. It's retrieved by Thurtell. He's got space, and just off the bobble again by the looks of it, he fired that one over the top of the goal.
Yeah, I'll definitely be letting him know about that finish when I speak to him next. He won't be happy with himself there. But again, we spoke about it before, that final end product just hasn't been good enough for both sides, whether it's the final cross, the finish there from Thurtell. It just needs to be better. I think Mackenzie's been a great outlet for Brisbane City down this right-hand side, getting some great areas, some good space, and being positive, driving forward and getting balls into the box. So he's been looking pretty dangerous for Brisbane City.
A recent addition to Carl Dodd's starting lineup, but a welcome one at that, just like Curtis Stollery, although he can't get the ball out from under his feet as he was crowded out by Masahi.
Not quite on the same page there, Makwase and Thurtell.
It's Tapaldo. Back for Mackay as he gets it on the left foot, as able to pick out his intended target. Calburn Just gets a deflected pass off Dent. Now he's able to see that one over the sideline, take the quick throw in for Thompson King. It's Panetta. Looking for Tapaldo, just not quite the power on that one he would have been hoping for, as Golding there in a lunging challenge. Now to get that one right as well, but ball and all. And the cross in as it's blocked away by Bowles, but only as far as Panetta. He cuts back on his right foot, driving towards the goal. Nick Panetta with a spectacular solo run, and is it turned in? It is just short of the line. Jace Hudson.
How has that not gone in? It's a great run from Panetta, great feet. He beat about 3 players. I'm not sure how that stayed out. I'm still not sure how that hasn't gone in.
Yeah, I think we'll just put that one down to some desperate defending from a litany of Brisbane City players. There's Jace Hudson dived on that one before it was able to get over the line, and I'm not sure which defender it was just blocking off Kai Tapaldo, who probably would have, without that defender, had the easiest tap-in of his career.
Yeah, they're the goals we all dream about, those tap-ins. Haven't had one of those yet. Still looking for it.
The level I played at, you still saw guys screw it up. And again, that's why I opted to pick up a microphone. Remmers needs to work on Bolton, the 2-15s. It's been a fascinating battle thus far. Ball's played forward for Makwase. Colombian, he goes down as...
I was looking for the penalty.
That's another appeal, but Thompson has stayed down for the time being. He would have been the guilty party, but it looks like he would have gotten the ball. And, well, play on in the end. It has been a pretty free-flowing game as well. It's probably because we've got two of the least fouled teams in the competition. Gold Coast only earning 8.5 per game, City 9.2. They're second and third in terms of the fewest fouled teams, which either means they play some really disciplined opposition or they just don't put themselves in position to get fouled, I suppose.
And nobody wants to see a stop-start game, do they? No. Especially from a spectator's point of view. I know there's plenty of players and teams, myself included, that will throw in a few professional fouls here and there to stop the game, but from a spectator's perspective, you want to see a nice free-flowing game like this one has been.
Exactly, and yes, despite the lack of goals, there's been no shortage of talking points so far. We'll see if Kai Bolton gives us another one, or possibly Myeroni.
And the game is already starting to open up here a little bit early in the second half.
Well, there into the header from Dent. Just couldn't quite get that one down and on target. City just fashioning another opportunity.
Yeah, he was always sort of under that one, just couldn't get over the top of that ball to head it downwards.
Keep an eye on the benches as well. Both coaches with some impact options to call upon. We were talking at halftime about Abraham Yango, former teammate of yours.
Yeah, another youth team product from the Brisbane Royal Academy. An exciting player. It's quick, strong, direct, and skillful as well. So looking forward to see what he can bring coming on from the bench, hopefully.
Indeed. For Gold Coast United, got the exciting youngster Mason Cross, who scored that goal that went viral in the Gold Coast Derby a few years ago, but Connor Smith, the dead ball specialist. And does have the feel of a game that could be decided by a set piece with the way things are unfolding. It's chested down by Thompson for Scaroni, but he allowed Dent to play that one. Saliadare was alert to the threat before Makwase could cause too many headaches, as he is wont to do. That's want with an O if you're closed captioning this one. Now Panetta. Bolton. That was one of those professional fouls I think you were talking about.
I think there was a bit of frustration in that one from Panetta. He's he's been quite dangerous, but at the same time, there's been quite a few bits of play there where Brisbane City have actually seemed to get straight on top of them as soon as he gets on top of the ball. I'm not sure if he's been highlighted as a dangerous player for them, but you can definitely see when he gets on the ball, the Brisbane City players are trying to get around him straight away and on top of him.
A cheap turnover now for Tapaldo as he'll take the shot on from range. It's deflected back, and now here's Panetta at the back post. And trying to get onto his left foot shot, and a weak effort in the end as he was just going to ground. Couldn't get the power on that strike. Gold Coast with their chances now.
Looked like a tired effort there from Panetta coming into this second half.
I wonder how long before Gray Piddock opts to introduce some fresh legs. I suppose as well as a player, you're not really in a position where you want to go and say, getting a little bit tired, but
no, you would definitely not say that. You want to stay on as long as possible. And when you do get subbed, you're never happy about it.
But you've got to do the gracious, oh yeah, I understand what you're on about, coach. Yes, sir.
Of course. It's the coach that makes the decisions. You get on with it. And there's going to be plenty of decisions where, as a player, you're not happy about. You want to play every minute of every game if you can. But at the same time, the coach sees a whole different perspective. So you have to back the coach and get on with it.
Under control now, Plusnen with a bit of space. He'll play it back for McKenzie. Plusnen, nothing he likes, so he'll play that one back. Curling ball, looking for Makwase. And Gold Coast asking for the offside flag. Nothing given. Makwase did well to keep that one in. And then the shot is blocked. And Thompson to get that one back, but he might just have to play it over the sideline as to get that deflection off Myeroni. Makwase in space. Cutting it across. Thurtell. Looked like it came off the Brisbane City striker, and it did. It is a goal kick. An hour played, a scoreless hour. Does have the feel of a finals game so far.
Yeah, there's always a bit of hype when two of the kind of top teams come up against each other, and a lot of them seem to end in, I guess, not always scoreless, but seems to be quite a tough battle, and everyone expects, the top teams, they've scored this amount of goals, they scored this amount of goals to somehow have a 4-4 or something like that, which never really seems to happen, does it?
And those 4-4s never really seem to give you the result you want either, because you don't really want to settle for a draw in any situation. But as it stands, honours will be split unless Bolton can do something here as he plays that low ball towards the spot. Thompson King with the intervention. That one's cut back by Mackay. Back for Panetta. Gets his head up and decides to go for a run.
Great ball.
Now Cowburn, can he find the telling delivery for Mr. Paldo waiting at the spot? Hasn't really had much of a sniff this afternoon, Kai Tapaldo. Has been marshalled very effectively by the Brisbane City defenders.
Yeah, he has been quiet, Tapaldo. Not saying that when his chance does come, he's definitely capable of taking it. He's got some great qualities.
Mackay looking for Stollery, but the ball was taken off his feet and it's going to roll towards the corner flag. Which side will it go? And we'll go back for a goal kick under the watchful eye of Kai Bolton.
I think Daniel Bowles has again shown his experience so far, keeping Tapaldo very, very quiet. And I'm sure he's communicating with his other defenders and teammates to help them stay organised as well.
But Tapaldo still, all he needs is one moment. I remember the game against East earlier this season. He was good 35 yards out, driving rain, and just hit a skidding shot that was the only goal in their 1-0 win. He's one of those strikers. He only needs half a chance.
Yeah, he's definitely got it in his locker. And that's the thing as well about being a defender. You might be on your game, keep your striker quiet for 89 minutes, but that one opportunity that comes, if you switch off for one moment, it could potentially lead to your team conceding a goal, and that's what everyone remembers. So it's extremely important to be switched on and concentrating for the full 90 minutes.
A bit of a scuffed clearance from Stollery. City with an attacking throw-in. Bolton looking to potentially wind up. He'll launch it into the box. Makwase try and play it across the face of goal, and a little bit chaotic there, but Golding, I don't think you'll accuse him of deliberately committing a back pass there. Goes up Jones. And chested down by Mackay. And having to dig into the bag of tricks to keep that one in as Fashion's a little bit of space, plays it back. Cowburn. Out it goes Remmers. So to say at the defensive end of the pitch, can he have an impact in the attacking one? It falls for Panetta. Can't get that ball out from under his feet for a shot. Jones takes it away. Maioroni. He's knocked over in back play. You can see Carl Dodd asking where the foul was after his young player was knocked off his feet. City just working the ball forward. Those short passes. Dent. Now McKenzie. So he cuts back on his left foot and can really cannon that one off Golding. Thompson King. Surrounded by navy blue jerseys. Sprayed out wide for Stollery. Remmers making a forward run. Clipped over the top. Here is Remmers. He'll loft that one. Plenty of bend on that, but it's worked out well. Mackay. And he'll put cross in on his own. Beautiful ball. And there's the opening goal. It is Curtis Stollery with a well-timed run. And Gold Coast finally have the breakthrough after the hour mark.
It's a great ball in and a great finish there at the back post. You can see here, good little ball around the corner. Bit of an overhit cross here.
Sure, it was meant that way, but Justin Mackay, how about this delivery?
That's a great ball in there at the back post. Great run as well, just off the defender's shoulder there.
And as soon as Stollery made contact with that one, you could see Jace Hudson. He knew he was beaten, and well, it took something special to break the deadlock in this game, but you wonder now, can Brisbane City find a way to strike back against the best defence in NPL Queensland?
Yeah, that's what we're going to have to wait and see and wait and find out. I think Brisbane City were actually starting to get a bit more control of the game, but Gold Coast United have continuously looked dangerous on the break and on the counter attack. And Stollery, we mentioned in the first half, was really causing some issues for Brisbane City down that right hand side. So it's nice to see him get the goal that he probably deserves based on his first half performance.
Definitely the 26-year-old. He's scored his 5th goal of the campaign, 2nd in the NPL. Wide player who just always seems to have plenty of endeavour about him. He was playing with Gold Coast Knights. He was responsible for a pretty spectacular assist in 2021. Curling ball that Marek Mardley met at the back post. He's in the game actually against the Raw NPL side down at Croatian Sports Centre. So I'm now just taking everyone on a trip down memory lane.
It's going to be interesting to see now actually how Cole Dodd and Brisbane City react to this. You'd like to think, or you'd think that there could be some movement on the bench, off the bench coming soon. Let's get them back into this game.
And we'll keep track of those substitutions as they are made. Speaking of the Raw Academy, they had a 2-1 win earlier today against Sunshine Coast Wanderers. You can catch the replay of that on FQTV. Get the plug in, Jack. I hope you understand.
Yes, the young boys. Young boys done well. I think they come back from 1-0 down as well, didn't they?
They did. A quick fire double. And another cross into the box, looking for Panetta at the back post. As Mackay storming onto that one, probably at 110 miles an hour. And the City moving forward through Dent. by Thurtell as he's back to goal, so he might have to turn provider as that one ricochets off Myeroni. It will be a chance now for Gold Coast to restart proceedings with a goal kick. You can see the City substitutes warming up, but we may have our first change of the evening. And it looks like that will be the end of the shift for Connor McKenzie as he's making his way off in the near side of the picture. Confirm that actual substitute momentarily. Might actually see a double change for Brisbane City as well. Looks like Will Dent also making his way off. Carl Dodd going to the bench with a double change, and coming on I can see Genjiro Chiba. He's one of the players to make his way on. The number 9 jersey. And Jonathan Caspinello in 22, the other player to enter the fray. Confirming those changes, Caspinello and Chiba on in place of Dent and McKenzie. Chiba getting involved early on. Dynamic attacker, but they're on the defensive here. Tapaldo, beautiful ball back. Thompson
what a
King.
save.
Oh, a top draw save from Jace Hudson to deny Riley Thompson King. See this move here. It looked like it was going to come out of nothing, but have a little interplay and point blank range, and Thompson King might have felt like he could have done better with that one, but that was a spectacular save from the Brisbane City custodian.
Yeah, fantastic save there from Hudson. As you mentioned, I think he would think that he could have done better with that chance there. Yeah, I think he could have done better there with that chance. He had almost the whole goal to aim for there and gave Hudson a bit of a chance, and he took it. So it was a great save.
And that one will just give the credit to the keeper. That curling cross is going straight through everyone. Thompson there to regather at the back post. Can't get that second ball in as Thurtell coming back. It's all hands on deck for City defensively. So we'll have another change coming up. Looks like it will be Gold Coast making their change. It's Curtis Stollery. Actually, is it Stollery making his way off? No, it's Riley Thompson King. So, or is it? No. There we go. It's all a little bit helter-skelter. We don't have those fancy subboards you guys get in the A-League, Jack, but
I wish I could help you out here, but I can't.
It is Connor Smith coming on in central midfield. That we do know, because you can see him in the centre of your screen there in the number 10 jersey. Is Calburn came flying in for that challenge.
I think Brisbane City are going to have to try and find another level here, because it looks like Gold Coast United are starting to run over the top of them.
Smith so calm in the middle of the pitch as well. Right now the action is down in the Gold Coast United defensive end as Bolton actually is. He skips that one straight through the legs of Stollery, but Stollery now getting possession back, and he just launches that one away and is collected late.
I think that's been the story of Brisbane City's evening so far. They're getting into some great areas, some great runs, but that final ball end product has just been lacking. So that's where they're going to have to find something there to help them get back in this game.
Just doing a quick audit of the players, by the way, Jack, and it looks like it was Nick Panetta who was the one withdrawn for Connor Smith.
We did mention he did he did make a few tired challenges there and was starting to look like fatigue was starting to become an issue for him, so I'm sure that must be the case, because he was probably one of their most dangerous players for Gold Coast United.
And it does also allow Thompson King to move out to his preferred wide area and give you a pretty solid central midfield pairing of Smith and Mackay. With Mitch Nichols watching on as he's unable to be involved today. Mitch?
Yeah, I'm sure they would have loved to have Mitch on the pitch. He's got that little bit of spark, great vision, little through balls, and he sees things that a lot of other players don't see. He's just got that awareness and that 360 kind of vision, I suppose it is.
Well, I'm sure you've got some stories of Mitch Nichols as a player as well, but my big one was the 2019 Grand Final for Gold Coast Knights when he was with that club. And the way he just marshalled that game from midfield, almost playing on one leg.
Yeah, he's played for Australia, so he's obviously a great player. They're definitely missing him tonight, but at the same time, they're 1-0 up, so he's probably sitting at home realising that they might not need him at the moment.
I think if he's playing this replay back, he might want that little line cut out.
I'll be all right. I'm sure I'll get a phone call from him over the next couple of days.
It is good to see players like Nichols, Calburn, those guys with plenty of A-League experience contributing in the NPL. As Stollery coming forward, he's looking for a second goal, but that shot is blocked away by the defender. And City with just under 20 minutes to find an equaliser. Scaroni start something as rushing to Paldo. Throwing, finding Paldo to get a little bit more involved as this game wears on. The City get a little bit more stretched as they chase that equaliser. Might find himself the beneficiary of a bit more open space. Smith, you know, he can pick a pass, not that one there, however. Just asking a little bit much of Riley Thompson King. A few of these Gold Coast United boys, they were with Gray Piddick at Gold Coast Knights in his previous stint. He's got his trusted lieutenants, guys like Mackay, Jared Kyle on the bench, Blake Thompson as well. It does help with the coach just being able to bring in the guys that he knows can do a job for him. Headed away. It's Chiba.
Yeah, it's something you see quite a lot with coaches going to different teams, bringing in players that they know that they can trust and rely on, and know their capabilities as well as footballers. So you actually see it quite a bit, and again, it's something that obviously looks good on the coach as well, because if players want to follow that coach to a different team, it just shows how happy they are with their coaching and with their experience of having them as their coach.
And a couple of changes for Brisbane City. Making his way off is Makwase for one, and I can see Yango making his way on. Dynamic
I think
forward.
Thurtell's the other one that's gone off.
Yeah, there he is, Matt Thurtell. No wonder he hit the post in the first half, Matt Thurtell, and it was probably City's best chance, but
He's been a bit quiet in this second half, so looking to spark some chances, I think, and some. Oh, here we go. Here's Yango.
Bringing it forward as Braden Doolan was the target for that pass. The other substitute has made his way on. And frantic commentary job, Jack, just keeping up with the changes taking place.
Yep, first time here for me, so I'm enjoying it all so far.
That's the important thing.
And learning.
Yes.
You're looking very busy over there.
That's what we do.
Yeah, let's see what Yango can do coming off the bench. He's definitely got that ability, that spark to change a game. Let's see if he can do it, because that's what Caldob will be wanting from him.
It's Thompson King to tee up a teammate, and via a deflection he's got it to Paldo, back for Scaroni. Puts it on the left foot and puts it over the 18-yard box, the entirety of the 18-yard box, and he's Bolton the throw in. We've spoken about Yango, but number 11, Braden Doolan, he was a player that started in Thurtell's absence last week as well, so plenty of trust placed in him by Carl Dodd. And found the middle of the pitch, about 40 yards from goal. Stollery upended by Plusnen. It will be Scaroni to deliver the free kick.
I think as this game's gone on, Gold Coast United have looked more and more comfortable.
And the acrobatic attempt from Tapaldo came to nothing, but it looked cool at least, as Doolan is able to evade the first couple of challenges and go to work on Cowburn. Braden Doolan just trying to create space for the cut back to pick out Yango. Down goes Yango. Well, it was behind the post, so we're not entirely sure about that. And the flag has gone up for offside. It was a late call. Yango, I think, might have been the guilty party for the offside, which might have been why the penalty shouts came to nothing. Saliadare will resume play behind the power box. And speaking of Yango, I'll take this opportunity to bring up a little bit of trivia for you, Jack. Do you remember Yango's debut, who it was against for the Roar in the A-League?
Ooh. No, I can't actually remember.
It was late in the it was late in the 2015 season against Melbourne Victory, when you guys played them twice in the space of 4 days, because there was a postponed match that they had to make up.
That's right. That's right. He was Yango. We mentioned it before. He was someone who he's explosive. He's got that X factor. Something I liked him as a player. Great young talent, and great prospect. But we spoke about it quickly before as well, about some of these young players sometimes not working out for them, professionally straight away. They sometimes need to take a step back, go and get some experience and game time in the NPL where they're playing regularly, and then they get an opportunity to come back into a professional. And
Yango trying to make something happen there. Just a heavy touch picked up by Saliadare. Sorry to cut you off there, but yeah, it is interesting seeing a lot of these guys just getting that second opportunity, and in the case of some of them, they actually get that second chance. Dylan Wenzel Hall's probably one of the big poster childs for that as well, going back, scoring the winner for Western Pride in the 2017 Grand Final, and winding back up with the Roar, and now he's with the Mariners, I believe.
Yeah, that's correct. He's at the Mariners now, getting ready for a Grand Final.
Nice.
Which hurts me to say.
Yeah.
Because I can hardly even watch the finals games when we're not in it, to be honest. So it's hard for me to say, but yeah, it's something where, again, I think for these young players, confidence is a massive factor as a young player. And sometimes coming back into the NPL and into these NPL teams, that's where they get it. They get their confidence back, and it really gives them that boost to go on and get onto that next level and take that next step again. So it's good to see a lot of great young players that I've played with, and some past professional players that I've played with playing in the NPL, because that's the next level down. When coaches, scouts, or whoever are looking for players, the next level down that they're looking for under the A-League is the NPL. So it's good to see these types of players in the NPL doing well.
And we've also got the Australia Cup, where these NPL sides can take on the A-League teams. You guys were road warriors in the last edition of the Australia Cup. Every game away from home, but still a pretty good run in the end, and see some pretty epic games. Yeah,
it's tough, to be honest. It's tough going around to the local NPL teams, playing them at their ground on their pitches, a bit more of a hostile environment. It's a good experience, but we had some really tough games. There was two teams from the Melbourne NPL that we really we got the result, but we sort of struggled against.
It could be a chance here for Doolan as he's got the ball at his feet, but he's crowded out once again. Just Gold Coast United so resolute. But they'll be put to the test again. Plusnen to Yango. First touch out for Bolton. Escapes the attention of Stollery. Kai Bolton.
They're defending very well as a unit, Gold Coast United. Very well.
It was a back four that has played 8 of the 10 NPL games together, and they were, outside of Calburn, together for pretty much all of last year. So there's an awful lot of chemistry between Thompson, Golding, and even Remmers at right back. And Riley Thompson-King now getting it forward. Here's Smith. He's got the fresh legs. He might be able to weave some magic as he cuts back to Paldo from the angle, and it's deflected back to Hudson. And Gold Coast is looking for that insurance, although who am I to tell a Brisbane Roar player? 2-0 the most dangerous scoreline in football.
Definitely. Yeah, you can see Gold Coast United still looking very dangerous on the break and on the counter-attack. So Brisbane City, although they're trying to score an equaliser and get forward to get back in the game and get that goal, they've got to be very, very careful with what they do leave at the back and very aware of the counter-attacks from Gold Coast United.
Ball in from Caspinello, down now for Doolan. He'll take the shot and calmly clutched by Saliadare.
A comfortable save in the end there.
Yeah. He's got 7 NPL clean sheets this season. 33-year-old. He was with Logan last year. He's made his first foray into football in the Sunshine State, but now he's down here at Talabudger and already proving to be a pretty popular recruit.
You can see why just from tonight.
Yeah. And we will have 2 more changes for Grey Piddock. Jared Kyle is one of the players being made ready. Curtis Stollery getting withdrawn. And also it is Tapaldo.
Yeah, Tapaldo's been kept pretty quiet tonight by Daniel Bowles. He's done a great job showing his experience on him. But Stollery, I think, has been probably one of, arguably, I would say, Gold Coast United's best players of the night. And most dangerous.
Well, thus far, he's got a match-winning contribution, Curtis Stollery. His goal in the 62nd minute is all that separates these sides. Gold Coast United looking to go back on top of the NPL ladder as we reach the halfway point in about 10 or so minutes from now. Here's James Coughlin and Jack Hingett bringing you all the action on FQTV. Round 11. This is the 66th game of the season. So we've got 66 more to go before finals.
Gold Coast just slowing the game down here.
And this is the professional side of the game, I think, is the delicate way to put it. The other substitute that's just come on, by the way, Mitchell Hunter. Fresh legs up front as they kind of close things out. Jared Kyle leading the line as he was the target of that pass. On the top, Golding just launches that one up in the air. Calburn is boxed out by Yango. That one might have come off Yango, but City not asking twice about that. Hope you can read my handwriting there, Jack. Just seeing if we've got the substitutions all correct.
It's better than what I see on a daily basis at training with a bunch of footballers around me. Tell you that much.
All right, Golding. 6 minutes remaining. Can Brisbane City find an equaliser? Will we see Gold Coast United hold on for another win with a clean sheet? They've been stubborn and resolute, to say the least, all season. Might continue. Yango nods it on as Doolan is upended just outside the centre circle.
There's no coincidence as to why Gold Coast United have the best defensive record in the league. They've been very solid, very organised. seem to work well and communicate well together, cover each other very well. I think Brisbane City have hardly had a sniff this second half.
Yeah, we thought about those chances that they had in the closing stages of the first half. Maybe there was one early on in the second stanza, but I can't remember a clear-cut opportunity for anyone in a Brisbane City shirt since we've come back from half-time.
Yeah, I don't think there has been.
However, set pieces, always dangerous.
Set pieces are something that gets overlooked a lot. Very important.
It's a low driving ball and well claimed by Sully Adare. You heard the call straight away. Throws that one out. Smith bringing it under control. Is not about having a run. Instead cuts back inside, getting away from Jones, putting it on his right foot, and he's dragged down in back play with the arms raised out. Nothing doing. Masahi.
I think they wanted a foul there. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Yeah, well, there was no subtlety to that appeal, was it?
Definitely not.
Time ticking down for City. They try to break down the Great Wall of Talabudgera. As Kyle smacks it forward, giving himself something to chase, but bowls. It's been a pretty good game so far, aside from the one concession for the Brisbane City backline. Most of City's games this season, conceding the one goal would have been more than enough for them to come away with the win. Scaroni sauntering away from the ball. He's just a calming presence you get with those experienced heads in the Gold Coast United kit tonight. They're just happy to grind down the clock, and you don't want to get too far ahead of yourselves, but
this is where a bit of the game management comes into play now.
It does, and it's something they've done so well all season, Gold Coast, just closing games out. And in the past, they've found ways to drop points, but this season, nothing doing. It's Masahi, with a bit of an assist from Bowles, is able to clear that one away. This season it's been so strong for Gold Coast United, and that is why they're, at the moment, knock on wood or whatever you've got in front of you, heading back to the summit of the NPL as we reach the midway point of the season. A busy period of play coming up for both sides. Gold Coast United up next. They've got round 6 of the Australia Cup qualification. They're at home to Broadbeach. That's this Wednesday night. And then Sunday, we've got Kappa Pro Series round 5 against Mitchelton, the FQPL side. Set piece doesn't go anywhere for Brisbane City. And of course, Gold Coast will probably have one eye on their next league engagement as well. It is the Gold Coast Derby. They won the round 1 blockbuster 3-0 at the Croatian Sports Centre, and they'll be very eager to defend their home turf on Saturday the 3rd of June. Of course, we'll have that game for you on FQTV like we do every senior match from the NPL, FQPL 1 and 2 from the men, as well as NPL Women's and FQPL 1. I should mention as well, it is Female Football Week. Plenty of action coming your way with regional games and from the other competitions as well. We've seen a few of the Brisbane Roar players making their way back to NPL land, Jack. Talitha Kramer with Brisbane City in the all-conquering FQPL 1 side.
Yeah, it's great to see, and great to see in general women's football doing so well. You know, hosting the Women's World Cup's massive for Australia and for women's football here, so it's going to be great to see when that starts. Hopefully we can get out to a few games.
Ball could fall here. Shot taken on and a diving desperation block. Swings out another City attack, and, well, I think in that case, no need for subtlety. Just drill that one over the sideline for Thompson. And with the Women's World Cup as well, I'm guessing you've made your plans for the tournament coming up?
A little bit. I'm still working on trying to get to a few games.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. But just to see where women's football has gotten to so far, even I think on the weekend, seeing Arsenal women's football team sold out Emirates, which is amazing. So it's great to see women's football doing really well, and again, looking forward to this Women's World Cup here.
And as an Arsenal fan, it's great to see one of their teams having a lot of success.
I might stop talking to you there. I won't even say who I support at the moment. It's not good.
As we do have 20 seconds of normal time remaining. Check in on Brisbane City's next games in the Australia Cup. They're away to Gold Coast Knights on Wednesday night. That's going to be a big game. And then in the Kappa Pro Series, they're away to Albany Creek. So a few road trips coming up for Carl Dodd. And then in round 13, they're at home to Penn Power 2 Saturdays from now. Get back to the pizza oven at Imperial Corp Stadium. The famed pizza oven, which I actually think just got replaced this off-season as well.
It's the off-season, so I might be able to join you there.
I saw on City Socials they're advertising ribs and pizza, which to me is just a dream combination.
Well, we got to behave, so we don't get to do it too much, so I might make the most of that this year.
May as well. Get a couple in before pre-season training gets back underway.
Well, we'll definitely be working them off, I'll tell you that much.
Got Ross Aloisi taking the reins for you guys next season. It's all sounding pretty exciting.
Yeah, next season's looking very positive for us. Obviously with Ross coming in, he's been pretty successful at every club that he's worked with. He's just come back from winning in Japan, so with Kevin Muscat, so he's very, very successful as a coach and as an assistant coach. I'm looking forward to working with him again. I've worked with him before, and as I mentioned, very positive because we've got new training base and our games are all back at Suncorp next year as well so far. So it's looking very positive, and I'm looking forward to getting back in.
Yeah, it's exciting times ahead, and it is also exciting times today because, as we mentioned before, the Raw NPL side, 2-1 winners over Sunshine Coast Wanderers. Some of the other results from this weekend: Olympic, massive come from behind win over East on Friday night, 3-2. Gold Coast Knights 2-1 over Rochdale. Lions 2-1 over Moreton Bay, and Redlands and Penn Power played out a scoreless draw. And it looks like right now Gold Coast United picking up another valuable 3 points. So holding on for a 1-0 win over Brisbane City into Curtis Stollery's 62nd minute goal. And that will be a few more seconds coming off the clock as we move into the 3rd minute of stoppage time. I don't think this is going to be the most creative of set pieces for the home side.
No, they'll definitely be looking just to see this one out here. Not long left to go at all.
And it is a short corner going the way of Thompson King, who just is looking to hold off Bolton, but some determined work there by Maironi winning it back. Yango.
Professional foul there, as we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, and a yellow card. I think that might have been for Connor Smith. As he picks up a booking. His first of the season.
This could be Brisbane City's last attack.
It is desperation time for City. Towards 93 minutes played here at Coplik Family Sports Park. The referee just gave a little bit of a signal before. Plusnen is launching it into the box. Shouldered away by Remmers. Maironi picking it up. We have some late drama here. City on the attack. Back it goes. Be very careful about doing that too often. Bowles. Caspinello. Picking out Chiba. Watched closely by Cowburn. And the deflection works out fortuitously for Gold Coast United. Could have gone behind for a corner. Instead, it's Caspinello for a throw-in, and we will have more substitutions. It is for Gold Coast. Just happy to see a few seconds coming off the clock, and it's like Thompson King making his way off.
Bit of game management here from Gold Coast United, just running the clock down.
That's the way you want to do it. Looks like James Durrington. Mason Cross making the way on. Might not even have time to confirm that substitution. This Bowles just launches that one into the box, looking for Ed Yango on the volley. And just finds a crowd of bodies, and it is Mason Cross on in the 16 jersey. Launching the desperation heave into the box, and Sally Adare, calm as you like, brings that one under control, and it is a huge win. Gold Coast United will go into the mid-season break on top of the table. A 1-0 win over Brisbane City. Gallant in defeat, but just unable to break down United's defence. Jack, we'll just go back to the goal from Stollery. It was a beautiful ball in from Mackay just to pick out the on-rushing Stollery, and that was the difference in the game.
Yeah, it was that one moment. That was the big difference. We did mention in the game or throughout the game that both teams were getting in some great areas, but we're just lacking that final product, whether it's the final cross or the final ball in or the finish. And in that moment there where the goal came from, Stollery's goal, it was a great ball into the box, great run, and he's obviously a great finish as well. So that one moment has been the difference in the game between the two teams. And as we've spoken about as well, Gold Coast United having the best defensive record in the league, you can see why. They're just defending so diligently. They're very organised, they communicate well, and you can see, again, why they're so hard to break down.
Yeah, and once they took that lead, it was just pretty much shutting up shop, relying on what's gotten you to where you are at the moment, and it all ends with handshakes. These guys will do it all again in round 22. It is a 7th straight win for Gold Coast United in this head-to-head rivalry, and it has been an absolute pleasure having you on board for this one, Jack Hingett. Thank you very much. Hope you've had as much fun as I have.
Yeah, it's been great. Great first experience for me, and I've really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the game and really enjoyed chatting with you.
Thank you, and I'll let you go and send a message to Bowlesy now while you're at it as well. Thank you very much for your company on FQTV. We'll be back with a whole lot more action midweek with the Australia Cup qualifiers, Kappa Pro Series next week, plus a whole bunch of action for female football round. I'm James Coughlin for Jack Hingett. This has been a production of Double Take Sports. Thank you for your company. We'll see you later.